All right, Chris, thanks very much. Nightside's Ginger Delgado has been standing by. Ginger, a lot of talk out there with fans about Josh McDaniels' contract and if he'll receive the rest of his money or if the Broncos will withhold the case and fire him for cause.
Yeah, Kelly, if the Broncos decide not to go after his money next year, then they'll be paying 3 coaches, Mike Shanahan, Josh McDaniels, and whoever the new coach is. McDaniels and Shanahan alone will get a combined $6.7 million next year, and there's no telling what the new coach will get. And even though Broncos owner Pat Bowlen has said he'll pay whatever he needs to get this team back on track, a lot of folks are waiting for the next step. Josh McDaniels was an assistant with the New England Patriots when Pat Bowlen hired him nearly 2 years ago.
I'm excited and looking forward.
McDaniels signed a hefty 4-year contract worth an estimated $12 million. Now he's been fired, and fans are wondering whether the Broncos will pay up.
Josh McDaniel had a 4-year contract with the Broncos, and so even if they fire him, they have to pay him for those 4 years unless Josh McDaniel breached the contract. And it might well be that the Broncos will take to the position that he did breach the contract because of the video snafu issue.
But the fact is, no one knows the terms of the contract. And Denver attorney Dan Recht says those are key details.
If it says, for example, if you violate any NFL rules, then that's a breach of the contract. Well, he clearly violated an NFL rule.
What McDaniels did has become one of the most talked about scandals in Broncos history. McDaniels was first fined $50,000, then later fired. But when Joe Ellis, the Broncos' chief operating officer, was asked last month whether McDaniels should be fired, he said this.
So in your mind, Joe, this is not a fireable offense of your coach?
It is not. No, the discipline has been handed down appropriately in our mind and in the mind of the owner, and we've gone through it with the league and with the coach himself, and he's admitted his mistake.
Recht believes the whole contract dispute will ultimately settle out of court, and McDaniels will still end up with a hefty sum. Of course, it's hard to say what the Broncos will ultimately do because we don't know the terms of McDaniels' contract. What we do know is that he had 2 years and $7 million left on it, so he's bound to get something, if not all of it. For Nightside, I'm Ginger Delgado, Fox 31 News.